Scotland's clan culture, once the very heartbeat of its highlands and islands, has witnessed a dramatic transformation from the early 19th century to the 20th century. We look into the journey of this unique cultural fabric, exploring how it gradually dissipated across Scotland, giving way to modern societal structures. In the early 19th century, the Scottish Highlands were a mosaic of clans, each a tight-knit community led by a chief. The clan system was more than a social structure, it was a way of life. Clansmen shared a common surname, lived off the chief's land, and in return, owed him loyalty and military service. This period marked the zenith of the clan culture, where customs, Gaelic language, and traditional garb were integral to daily life. Clan gatherings, known as Faisian, were commonplace, featuring music, dance, and storytelling, deeply rooted in Gaelic tradition. These gatherings were not just social events but also a reinforcement of clan identity and solidarity. The turning point came with the Highland clearances, spanning from the late 18th century to the 1850s. Landowners, seeking economic gain, began to evict tenants to make way for sheep farming or to create sporting estates. This mass eviction, often enforced brutally, led to the displacement of thousands of Highlanders. The clearances did not just change the landscape, they tore the social fabric of the clan system. Families who had lived on the land for generations were uprooted, with many emigrating to North America, Australia, and New Zealand. The dispersal diluted the tight-knit clan communities, weakening the traditional structures that had held them together. As the 19th century waned, the impact of the clearances became increasingly evident. The Gaelic language, once the lingua franca of the Highlands, faced decline. English, seen as the language of progress and commerce, became dominant. Traditional Highland dress, particularly the tartan, faced restrictions post the 1746 Dress Act, only to be romanticized later in the century during the Victorian era. However, this romanticism often lacked authenticity, morphing traditional symbols into objects of curiosity rather than elements of everyday cultural identity. The Victorian era also brought a different kind of fascination with the Highlands, a romanticized version that often glossed over the painful realities of the clearances and the disintegration of traditional clan life. By the early 20th century, the clan system was a shadow of its former self. The social and economic functions of the clans had all but disappeared, replaced by modern societal structures. The two world wars further accelerated this change, as men from the Highlands were recruited into British regiments, further distancing them from their clan origins. The clan chiefs, once powerful and revered, now held more symbolic roles. Many clansmen no longer lived on ancestral lands, and the bonds of kinship and mutual obligation that had defined the clan system were significantly weakened. Today, what remains of Scotland's clan culture is largely ceremonial. Annual gatherings and games, such as the Braemar Gathering, continue to celebrate the heritage, but the clan's societal and economic relevance has largely faded. Yet, the story of Scotland's clans is not just a tale of loss and disappearance. It's also a narrative of resilience and adaptation. Despite the centuries of change, the spirit of the clans, a sense of identity, community, and a deep connection to the land, continues to resonate in the hearts of many Scots, both at home and in the diaspora. The journey of Scotland's clans from the heart of Highland society to a more symbolic presence in modern Scotland is a poignant reminder of how cultural landscapes can shift and change, often irrevocably, under the forces of economic, social, and political change. In preserving and honouring the history of the clans, Scotland holds on to an essential part of its past, while looking forward to a future where these traditions continue to be celebrated as part of the rich tapestry of Scottish heritage. As we reflect on this transformation, the story of Scotland's clans remains a powerful testament to the enduring nature of cultural identity in the face of relentless change. The echoes of the clan culture, though faint, continue to be an integral part of Scotland's historical narrative, offering lessons and insights for generations to come.